Welcome back to Demon of the Week, and this week we're doing the 39th Spirit of the Goetia, the twin to the previous one, Malphas, this one being Malphas. Right, so let's get into that.
Welcome to my channel. You are entering the world of magic and mysticism with your host, Lee W. Johnson. Keep the lights on and help improve the channel by becoming a supporter for just $2.99 per month. Hit the join button.
Okay, so Malphas, let's do all the usual stuff to begin with. Correspondences, dates, April 11th to 20th, direction east. Tarot, Four of Wands, planet Mercury, metal Mercury, element air, colour orange, plant marigold, incense storax, and the zodiac is 20 to 30 degrees Aries. And other correspondences, I think that's lead. Could be, bad handwriting, sorry. Saffron, mulberry, and holly thistle. And Malphas's N is Lirach, Tassa, Malphas, Ayer. Okay, so let's get into the Goetia. Appeareth at first like a crow, but after he will put on human shape at the request of the Exorcist and speak with a hoarse voice. He can build houses and high towers, and can bring to thy knowledge enemies' desires and thoughts, and that which they have done. He giveth good familiars. If thou makest a sacrifice unto him, he will receive it kindly and willingly, but he will deceive him that doth it. All right. I think this is possibly, although I'm not really sure why. I think if you recall when I was doing Malphas, I mentioned that I saw, it was a long time ago, it was many years ago, I saw somebody mention that Malphas and Malphas are the two ravens of Odin. But I'm not, maybe somebody took the relation of Malphas and Malphas both being birds and Malphas being a crow or appearing like a crow, and taking that and also the letters of the first names, this being the same, sounding familiar and things like that. But I'm not really sure. I think maybe it's a bit of a stretch. I'm not really sure where or why somebody made that connection, but who knows? Maybe it's a possibility. Alright, so let's get into the rest of it. Connolly states, he can help you build a foundation of safety at home in the astral temple. Some invoke Malphas as a ward against psychic and physical assaults. While I'm going through this, I actually want you to just take note of the protective aspect and what is being protected, and the aspects that everything relates to, because I'll get to that at the end. I just want to speak about something which is a bit different to what everybody else is talking about here. Johannem says some additional stuff besides everything else that was mentioned. Turn the Satanist into a powerful black magician, imparts a by any means necessary mentality, can reveal the thoughts, actions, and desires of a specified individual. Skillful in architecture and demolition, so if you are in the construction industry, Malphas is a good one to call. Overwhelms his targets completely by eradicating their desires, thoughts, and achievements. Give the ability to perform divination with flawless accuracy and perfect recall of astral journeys during sleep. This also extends into dreams and attaining lucid dreaming, lucidity within your dreams. So anything revolving around dreaming itself, whether it be remembering your dreams, whether it be attaining lucid dreaming, or whether it be astral journeying during sleep. Then the Goetia ritual goes into the symbolism of the crow, which I find this interesting because if you listen to this one and then you listen to Rayum next week, the symbolism is different, but it's both crow. So the symbolism of crow regarding Malphas is a oracular symbol, the embodiment of an omen, a sign for something portentous. Okay, so what I want to get back to is, if we look in the Goetia, it says he can build houses and high towers. Okay, Connolly states build a foundation of safety at home and in your astral temple. Johannam very much goes into the same thing, being architecture and demolition, but it seems to all be focused around the home, the astral temple, building all of these things, and also the bring knowledge of your enemy's desires and thoughts. Let's just see, ward against psychic and physical assaults. So it's all around safety of the home, building the astral temple, safety and protection and warding around those aspects. What I would also like to bring into this is business. This is all about building houses and high towers, revealing knowledge about your enemy's desires and thoughts, your enemies in this case being your competitors in business, and really revolving around all of that is the business aspect, which I think everybody kind of missed. It brings to mind Sun Tzu's The Art of War, and the art of war is used by entrepreneurs and businessmen quite extensively, or it used to be anyway. Somebody kind of latched onto that and made it a business book rather than a wartime book. But I just find that Malphas is very much related to that business aspect of building your high towers, of knowing what your competitors are doing and bringing knowledge of their desires and their thoughts, so that you can then within business reach above your competitors and overcome those difficulties that we find in business, and bring success, but I'm thinking more in terms of your audience. Attract your audience, bring your audience to you, and stop them from going to your competitors. So this is really what I would say. Apart from it, obviously it can refer to the home and the astral temple and warding and protecting against psychic and physical assaults and things like that. But even Johannam stating by all means necessary mentality. So it really, for me, it does bring to mind a whole business aspect. I think it's probably a mention of the high towers, because when I think of high towers, I think of business, of skyscrapers, of offices, office blocks, and things like that. So really taking your business and building those high towers with it, and defeating your enemies or your competitors by knowing their desires and thoughts. Also in this regard, desires and thoughts could actually refer to your audience, knowing your audience's desires and thoughts, because in order to succeed in business, you have to be able to attract the right audience, and in order to do that, you need to know what your audience actually wants, their pain points, and things like that. So really, Malphas for me revolves a lot around business. Alright, so that is Malphas, that is Demon of the Week for this week, and I'll see you next week with Rayum, the 40th Spirit of the Goetia. Cheers for now, bye bye.